Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Michael Mattiazzi here with yet another video for you today. So I just finished reading a fantastic book, and I just wanted to share the wisdom that I learned from it with you guys. It is called The Richest Man in Babylon, and the book is considered a classic on how one should save money and what one should do with that money once it is earned. Honestly, some of the things I learned from this book have completely changed the way I look at my income, and I'm definitely going to be applying the principles that I took from this book into my everyday life. I have 5 key takeaways that I learned from this book, which I wish to share with you today. The first and foremost key takeaway that I learned from this book: you want to save at least 10% of everything you earn on your paycheck. Let's say you make about $100,000 a year. That means every year you would save $10,000 towards things like investments, towards putting to your bank account, using towards a retirement fund, all that kind of stuff. I feel like there's a lot of people who live paycheck to paycheck. I myself used to do this as well. Now keep in mind, this 10% is the bare minimum. If you want to do 20%, you can absolutely do that. If you want to do 30%, that's cool. I imagine anything higher, like 40 and 50%, starts to get a little bit more difficult. But basically the book talks about how this 10% of everything you earn and save is actually more gratifying keeping this money as opposed to just spending it on pleasures and desires. I have to admit, every time I've gotten a paycheck and I've saved the money as opposed to spending it, and I've resisted my desires in doing so, it has felt pretty awesome. While the book doesn't talk much about what you can do to invest with this money, it does say that money works to multiply itself. So have your money, or your gold as the book calls it, work for you. Your money is your slave. It can make you income. This brings me to my second point, and this may not apply for everybody, but if you're young and you're in debt with credit card bills and all that kind of stuff, you're going to want to use 20% of everything you earn from each paycheck evenly distributed to everyone you're owing debt to. Because let's face it, debt accumulates. You don't want to be having like a credit card bill or a mortgage carrying well into later on into your life. You don't want to be in debt. In fact, the book mentions how someone who's constantly in debt almost doesn't honor themselves. They're always going from friend to person, borrowing money, and willingly knowing that they're gonna not pay it back. Debt can become a lot more serious in the long run, with banks chasing people trying to come after you to pay back that money right away. And so using this rule, this 20% paying off your debts, just kind of helps you over time pay that off. It may take a while, but I promise you it'll eventually work. The third point I wish to bring about to you is you want to protect your gold. You want to avoid any uncertain investments. So this includes those of you who like to gamble on sports, maybe like to go to the casino sometimes with your friends, play pro line, all that kind of stuff. You guys want to stop doing that. Protect your gold. Keep it safe and invest it in things that you know about that will for sure bring you money. You want to save your gold and invest it in things you know about, industries that you're familiar with. The book talks about a tale of a guy who gives money to one of his friends who goes and buys jewels, and then he comes back with the jewels to Babylon and they end up being worthless glass. Basically what happened is he entrusted his money and his investment with his friend who knows nothing about jewelry. Hence, that's why that happened. Because he didn't know the industry, they ended up losing a lot of money as a result. You want to make a network of people who know a lot about money and investments, who can tell you what to do with those investments and where to use them wisely. That way you can limit the risks of losing your money as much as possible. There's always going to be some degree of risk with investing, but this just ensures that you reduce it a lot more, that you're entrusting people who are very knowledgeable within the area what you can do with that money to help multiply it. The fourth point, men of action are favored by luck. This alone, I love the way this was worded by the book. Basically saying the harder you work, the more action you take within your life, the more successful you are likely to become. Now, this doesn't even have to apply to money. This can apply to anything you do. Anything you act upon just increases the amount of opportunities that can come by you within a day. People who are willing to take action and take control of their financial situation are the ones who are going to be very successful with it, or at least have more opportunities come their way to be successful with it. If you sit around and do nothing and just have your money sitting in a checking account or just in your wallet, or you're spending it every day, then nothing's going to happen because you're not acting upon trying to make more money. You're simply just spending it over and over again every time it comes into your pocket. So in order to become rich, the best way to go about it is take action on it. Read more books on finance. Build a network of people who are very knowledgeable with investments. Put in the work and increase the amount of opportunities that come your way to make money. The fifth and final point I'd like to bring about today is love the work that you do. So this may seem super basic and extremely cliche, although it is really important. For you to make money, you're gonna have to be really good at something. And for you to be really good at something, you have to be passionate about it and enjoy doing it every single day. You have to work hard. The book concludes with the story of a slave who is able to, long story short, network and acclaim his freedom simply by working hard as a baker within the city. This here can speak to a lot of us today, as we too, while we're not slaves, we work 9 to 5 most of the time, just going day by day, not even working hard. We go to work, collect our paycheck, go home, go to work, collect our paycheck, go home. It's the same thing every day. We're not actually technically free. We're always just doing the same thing over and over again. Loving the work that you do and making more money will be able to get you financial freedom. Highlight the word freedom. All right, guys, so that's all for today. I highly recommend reading The Richest Man in Babylon. I thought it was a fantastic book, especially for those of you who are looking to start learning more about finance and what to do with your money. I would really suggest reading this book. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And until next time, guys, keep saving your money. Save, save, save. Have a good one, guys.